Are you in your empowered feminine energy, or are you stuck a little bit in your wounded masculine? I want to share with you two things that I see very common in clients. And as you know, I work with high achieving, driven women who really want to embrace their empowered feminine energy and attract healthy love. These two things I see so commonly with the successful independent woman. This is not an exhaustive list. These are just two things I look for. There are so many. Number one, how good are you at receiving? When you're in the middle of doing dishes and your man comes up to you and says, "Hey, let me finish those for you. Like, you go relax, sit down." And you say to him, "No, I got it. No problem. I'm already doing it." And you don't receive his help. The grocery store clerk compliments you. "Oh my gosh, your eyes are so beautiful, and that shirt really complements it." And you're like, "Me? Look at you, blah, 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 blah. You're so amazing, whatever." Instead of letting it land and receiving it, you immediately feel like you need to give it back. Another example is in the bedroom. If your partner wants to give you pleasure and you can't get out of your head, you think you're taking too long, you think a slew of things. If you don't know, part of my background is in sex, love, and intimacy, so I talk about this a lot with my clients. You're thinking about what you need to do later. You're thinking about, "I'm taking too long, it's too much effort for him," and you can't actually relax and enjoy the pleasure. These are all examples of having some sort of leak around receiving. There are three things I want you to think about if you're relating to this. Usually this is tied to your sense of worthiness, your relationship to vulnerability, and your relationship to trust. A lot of times, even high achieving women have been achieving from a place of trying to achieve worthiness. The more they achieve, the more worthy they are. So this shows up promptly, for example, when a man's trying to give to her and she feels like, "I'm not worth the extra effort. I'm not good enough to receive that kind of love." That tells us receiving leak. Also, vulnerability. It is a vulnerable thing to let someone support you and be there, especially, a lot of driven, successful women have learned how to support themselves, sometimes to escape the vulnerability of wanting to depend on somebody, because that's so vulnerable and it takes so much trust. So we want to heal those, and usually there's something around her past with the masculine that she has not cleared and healed through, which is making it hard for her to open up to love because there's so much stored pain. And that's what we do when we work together, is clean that stuff up. Secondly, how good are you at rest and pleasure? How good are you at, "Gosh, you know what? I need a day off. I'm just going to take a day off and I'm going to enjoy and I'm going to be present and take care of myself." Or are you trying to take a day off, but you end up cleaning the whole house and getting ahead on work stuff, and you have a pocket of a moment of relaxing even though you've been drained because you feel so guilty not being productive? That tells us you're probably in your wounded masculine energy more than you think. What would it be like for you to sit and just be with yourself in the sun and just lay there and not do anything productive, not have to think about what you're going to do next, but just be present? This is a good litmus test. Healthy productivity is our own empowered masculine energy supporting us. That's amazing. But when we're in our wounded masculine, that's when we get into hustle and burnout. If you want to know the fundamentals of that, I have a little mini training you can grab. You know where to find it. These are all signs that you might be in your wounded masculine energy. My work in the world is helping really high achieving, driven women embrace their feminine energy and attract healthy love from empowered masculine partners who pursue her, who want to take the lead when she's done being the boss lady for the day, who she can melt with, who she can open up to emotionally, and be her empowered, driven self with. Just like this client here that you've seen in this example, came to me while single. We had a lot of healing work to do, but she's now happily married. So if this is a transformation that you want in 2024 and you know you are stuck in your wounded masculine, you want to learn how to be with your high achieving, driven, successful parts and embrace your empowered feminine energy, then you know where to find me. Fill out an application because we need to talk.